if I'm gonna live, I might as well live an incredible life. I want the money and the time to spend it. I want the partner and the passion, connection, and love. I want the body and the health, the energy, and the vitality. I want it all. The whole goal is to live like God would live if God were here. To become one with the Creator so that you can become one with the creation that you are here to create. Most successful entrepreneurs out there today, they're actually successful because of a deep wound. Somewhere in their life as a little boy or little girl, they learn not to depend on somebody, to never open their heart because their heart could be hurt. You are only going to open yourself to people, to circumstances, to business that first meets your inner peace. God would want us to prioritize family over everything else. But understand this, you can never prioritize family until you first learn to understand how to prioritize yourself. The magic is simply at deciding, allowing, speaking to God and saying, from this day forward, that's the life that I want. People have walked out of this 3-day experience saying that it felt like a plant medicine ceremony without taking a single thing. They've called it life-changing, unreal, the most powerful weekend of their entire life. It's called Awaken Your Highest Self. And for the last 3 years, it's helped thousands of people finally deal with what they've been carrying for decades. The anxiety that they hide, the anger they never speak about, the constant feeling like something's off, but they don't know what. And this isn't about motivation. It's about finally feeling free in your body, your mind, your heart and soul, your life. So you can actually live as the version of yourself you were always meant to live as. And now we're doing it again, live, in person, one last time this year. Space is extremely limited. And once we fill the room, that's it. So if you've felt stuck, but you know there's more waiting for you, go to DannyMorel.com/awaken right now or click the link in the show notes to register today. The 4 things you have to unlearn if you want to have it all in life. And I'm specifically speaking this week to those of you crazy people that are like me. You want to have it all in life. You finally got into a place in life, or at least you're open to it, where you realize, look, if I'm gonna live, I might as well live an incredible life. I want it all. I want the money and the time to spend it. I want the partner and the passion, connection, and love. I want the body and the health, the energy, and the vitality. I want it all. That's going to be the focus of this week's episode of The Higher Self. Make no mistake about it. The message that you get from the people in this world is that work-life balance doesn't exist. Is that you can't have it all. Especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, the message that you get is that you have to put all of your energy, all of your effort, all of your willpower into your business. And look at what I'm doing. You have to turn your back to everything that is connected to the heart. You have to like almost sacrifice and turn your back to presence, to peace, to stillness, to spiritual connection. You got to turn your back to family. They'll never say this to you, but that's what they're actually saying to you when they say things like you will sleep when you die, right? And for that fact of the matter, just look at most people's family that are wealthy nowadays. You got 90% of, entrepreneurs and career folks that are so focused on their career, they have very little connection when they actually get home. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that the reason why they have very little connection when they come home is because they actually built their business in a way unconsciously to keep them so busy, because what they're actually afraid of is to connect. They're actually afraid of their heart. They're actually afraid of love. And the reason why that is because most successful entrepreneurs and career people out there today, they're actually successful because of a deep wound. They're successful because somewhere in their life as a little boy or little girl, they learn not to depend on somebody. They learned that if they did, they would be hurt. They learned that if they've made money, it could all be taken away. They learn to never open their heart because their heart could be hurt. And all of this stuff, guys, is stuff that we all learned. Heck, that was me in my first career. We all learn as children, and until we go on the healing journey, we never unlearn it. You guys know, if you've been watching any of my work, that most of my work is focused on healing. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm just going to go over what I posted earlier this week, the 4 things that you got to unlearn. Learning is up here. Healing is here. Yeah. Unlearn if you want to have it all, work-life balance. Okay. If you haven't seen the post, go to your phone right now. It's up on Instagram. There's a beautiful picture of Jen, myself, and Selena. We're all on the merry-go-round. And I picked that picture because we're just all smiling. And that's how I want to live life, smiling. I want to live life stress-free. I want to be able to enjoy my family. I want to be able to never have to be anywhere that I don't want to be. I want to be able to do what I want, when I wanted, with whom I wanted, however I want to do it. As a matter of fact, if that's you and you're watching this podcast right now, just drop me a yes, that's me somewhere. Just let me know. I just want to connect with you, because it ain't everybody. Because for most people, it's not only realistic to want that, it would require too much work. It would require too much healing. It would require too much of them. And as a result, they rather be victims in life. And if you're here on this show, you realize that you're the creator in life. And so I'm going to give you these 4 things that you want to unlearn. And I want to talk to you a little bit about each one. Number 1, unlearn that money comes first and inner peace comes second. In the post, I said, you'll never have it all until you feel like you're it all. Your morning time to align is your wealth strategy. Prioritize filling your cup first and then fill everything else. Listen, my mentor, Dr. Melter, told me this quote that changed my life forever. He said, Danny, he said, you can make as much money as you want, just never work more than 20 hours a week to make it. And when he told me that, I'm just going to be honest with you, like my mind was blown. I was a real estate broker at the time. I was working 6 days a week. And I thought to myself, how the hell am I ever going to do that? And then what he taught me was, what I'm going to teach you right now is to split your day into 3 sections. The first section is for yourself. The second section is for your work. The third section is for your family. The key to this all is you'll never allow yourself to actually receive that kind of life until you allow yourself to receive that kind of life. And where that begins is the exact same place that it began for me. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. That's the ego. That's the mind. That's where most of the time you get stuck. You get so focused on how. How is not where the magic is at. The magic is simply at deciding, allowing, speaking to God and saying, from this day forward, I don't know how it's going to happen, but that's the life that I want. And watch like a magnet. The right people, the right circumstances, everything show up in your life to actually give you that life. You can have it all in life. The financial abundance you want, the connection and passion in your relationship, and longevity, health, and vitality. And there's only one thing that stops you from having that. And that is the deep emotional wounds you've been carrying since you were a little boy or girl. The wounds that have you thinking in a negative way, have you out of balance, and have you attracting people into your life when it comes to relationships that don't fulfill you or keep you in a state of disconnection. And all of these wounds come from one place: the relationship you had and experienced with your mother and father. And this is what we're going to heal at Heal Your Hidden Wounds. You're going to spend a full day with Jen and I uncovering the deepest parts of yourself that have unknowingly been stopping you from the life that you are meant to live. Whether it's physical healing for your body, whether it's removing the blockages around your finances, or whether it's healing your relationship life, it all begins at Heal. Change your life forever by joining us at Heal Your Hidden Wounds. Go to DannyMorel.com/heal right now to get registered. Step number 1, if you want to have it all, inner peace comes first. Please listen to me. That means you're not going to work with all the clients. You're not going to hang around with all the friends. You're not going to be around all the people. You're not going to follow all the people. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You are only going to open yourself to people, to circumstances, to business, to situation that first meets your inner peace. Some of you that are entrepreneurs, please listen to me. That means that you build your business in a way to where the business itself could never take you out of your inner peace. That is the priority. It's the first brick of the foundation of the entire house. If you do not learn that one, you don't learn anything. And then people might be saying, but Danny, how do I? Well, wait a minute. But what? This goes against everything I've learned. That's right. You got to unlearn it. Come to Awaken will help you reprogram, will help you clear the energy that keeps you thinking that money equals effort, because that's the number one root cause of most of your problems. Number two, you got to unlearn prioritizing your finances over your family. I think it's very rare to find a human being that will ever actually admit that they're doing this, but they do it. As a matter of fact, just be honest with yourself right now. Just be honest with yourself right now. Like if you were to look at your calendar and your time, what do you prioritize most? I know when I was in the middle of it and building my business, you know what? No, I can't even, not that I was trying to lie. I just can't. That's not true, because I remember even when I was 22 years old in real estate, selling real estate, 23, 24, I prioritized my little brother. I prioritized my brother Anthony. I prioritized his baseball games. I never missed a game, ever. I put his games, my family, right? I put all of those things first in my schedule. Everything else was built around it. I think that's what God is actually wanting from us, right? Because by the way, the whole goal is to live like God would live if God were here. To become one with the Creator so that you can become one with the creation that you are here to create. And I think God would want us, matter of fact, I know God would want us to prioritize family over everything else. But understand this, you can never prioritize family over everything else until you first learn to understand how to prioritize yourself over everything else. That's why step number one was so important. And you know, in this post, I wrote the following. I said, you're going to be afraid to do the first two because you've been wired to prioritize the wrong things. But they're truly the key to having it all. What I'm trying to say is that the world has actually told you, every message you hear on social media says, you'll sleep when you die. You gotta grind. They actually make fun of you. They say, well, stop being a little bitch. You gotta keep running. You gotta keep going. My question is always, what are you running from? Most of these teachers, most of these people that tell you this, they can't sit still. As a matter of fact, picture them meditating. Picture them being still. Picture them not having a goal. Picture them not having a place to go. You can't. Their minds are so hyperactive. And when you see that, the reason for that is there's a wounding. At some time, that little boy or that little girl was wounded by their mother and father. And when that wounding hit them, they left their heart, they went into their mind, and they actually promised themselves unconsciously, I will never go back here again. Well, this type of leaving leads to a lot of money, but it leads to a lot of stress. It leads to a lot of disconnection. It leads to a lot of divorce. Trust me, I know. And it can never lead to real happiness. Happiness isn't found in hitting a goal. Happiness isn't found in achieving an objective. As a matter of fact, that's the place where happiness can never be found, is outside of you. Happiness can only be found inside. Happiness can only be found in stillness. Happiness can only be found in not needing to achieve anything at all, in not needing to have a goal, in not needing to go anywhere, in not needing to find anyone. Real happiness is an inside job. So what's the third thing that you have to unlearn? And if you see the post, Jen and I are sitting on a beautiful beach at this beautiful 5-star resort. We've got some cucumbers on our eyes, and it says, unlearn that success equals sacrifice. You've been taught that to succeed, you must lose yourself and your relationships. That's the unawakened way. That's the 3D world way. That's the shit way. The new paradigm, peace and prosperity, love and leadership. The new paradise is about you choosing to have it all. Nothing gets sacrificed. As a matter of fact, the word sacrifice is a low vibrational word. When you reach higher states of consciousness, when you reach love, when you reach inner peace, you realize that there's nothing to sacrifice at all because you are it all. So anything that you are sacrificing in order to achieve your success, you're actually sacrificing a part of your heart, a part of yourself. And the fourth thing you gotta unlearn is balance, guys. It's not another goal. The reason why you're told that work-life balance can't exist is because everyone operates from the state of outcomes, the state of goals. Balance isn't a goal. It's not something you need to achieve. Balance is something that you become. Balance is something that you are inside of yourself. Balance masculine, balance feminine, balance mind, balance heart, balance mind, heart, soul, body, balance inner world, balance outer world. You can have work-life balance, but only when you become work-life balance. Only when your work is a natural byproduct, an extension of who you are, not a goal, not an outcome, not even a purpose. It's just you, a reflection of you. And so my beautiful brothers and sisters, if you want to have it all, you got to choose balance and peace. You got to choose to create the kind of life where you have it all. A partner and passion and connection, health and vitality and energy. Never settle for anything other than the life that has it all. Because the truth is you are it all. And once you finally realize that, the life that you want won't become a goal or something that you're reaching for. It'll just be because you decided to be.